If you're lifting weights, you're doing the walking, you're taking supplements like calcium, vitamin D, magnesium, and you're doing all the things, but you're still declining in your bone density, you're not doing anything wrong, but potentially something is still missing. And it's not more workouts, it's not pushing through pain, it's not more supplements. It's about how your body is being stimulated, how it's being protected, and how it's recovering after 50. Stay with me, because the most common thing that women are doing to try and increase their bone density is actually increasing their risk of injury, stalling progress, and instilling more fear about fractures than it is improving their bone density at all. So here, I'm gonna show you what exactly to do, how to know if your body is ready to do it, so that you can start getting better results. And in some cases, you can either slow loss or you can actually reverse, like I did, from osteopenia to normal bone with confidence, not fear. The number one mistake that most women make is they're following the lift heavy shh at the end of that word. And that advice is gonna get you hurt before you get better. You're not going to increase bone density. So if you're jumping right into heavy weights too soon, you're setting yourself up for injury risk, and you're not laying that strong foundation. So we actually have to let the ligaments and the tendons, that's your connective tissue, adapt to lower weight loads in order that they can handle the higher weight loads. If we want to build a penthouse, we have to have a really firm foundation and a basement. And a lot of people are jumping in to doing this first and not that. So just because you can do heavy, just because potentially you enjoy it, you like that stimulus, doesn't mean your ligaments, your tendons, connective tissue is actually ready. So slow down, back up a step, look at those lighter loads, higher repetition ranges, and know that we actually benefit for up to 48 weeks. It's almost a year of doing moderate loads. So you're gonna start light and you're gonna progress to about 10 to 15 repetitions. For some of you, that'll take 3 months, some it'll take 6, depending on where you're starting from. And you can maintain that and increase bone density during that whole year before you're ready or need to go heavy safely. Skipping impact or doing too much impact, both are bad. So here's where we want to be, right in the middle, Goldilocks. Not too little, not too much. Here's how to know. So if you've got joint issues already in your ankles, your knees, or your hips, you may not be able to do high impact, but it doesn't mean you should do no impact. So you can raise up to your feet, all in your toes, drop down. Those are called heel drops. They've been proven to be just enough stimulus. They're not a lot, but they're enough. You can also stomp your feet, just like that. So if you stomp your feet upstairs, you're getting a little bit more impact. So that's enough. And you may do that 10 to 20 times. So if you're just getting started, you're gonna choose 10, and you do 4 sets of that across the span of a day, most days of the week. That's it. 4 sets, 10 to 20 reps of jumps, some kind of impact that you tolerate well, and you're always gonna start with 10 and work your way up to 20 most days of the week. So it might be heel drops, might be stomps upstairs, it might be squat jumps, but that's super important. You don't need to do more. You don't need to do 100. You just need to do them regularly. The bone will thank you. Ignoring balance and stability is another problem. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, doing balance work and doing that stability so you don't fall, or even agility so you move quickly and you can right yourself in slips and trips, because they happen no matter how old you are. I'll be the first one to tell you those things do not increase your bone density. However, they decrease the risk of you falling to test it. So I'm a big fan of this one, because what if we spend all this time trying to increase our bone density and then we have no balance or agility and we go down and fall, but we haven't done the job. We haven't increased our bone density, because we will never know till we put it to the test. How about you and I opt out of testing? let's not fall in the first place. So be sure you're working on those things while you're doing things that will support bone density. So of all the things required for helping bone density, starting light, going medium, maybe progressing to strong, doing impact jumps, and getting in adequate steps per day, all of that still requires recovery. If you are training so much because you're telling yourself, I have to do this for my bones, and there's no rest and recovery, guess what? Bones also need a break. They need rest in between sets. They need rest between sessions that might happen on Monday and Thursday. And they need good quality recovery that includes good nutrition and good sleep. Last but not least, on my list today is thinking taking supplements is like your insurance policy and you are good to go. False. All right, so here's the deal. What we know is supplements may help you take calcium that you're consuming through food and get it into the bone and out of the bloodstream. Those things would be vitamin D, D3 with K, and magnesium. And maybe you've been told you need a calcium supplement because your diet is not very rich in calcium. Those are great, but they're not insurance enough. So a couple things. We have to know our gut's in good shape and we're absorbing it. And did you know that the more active you are, you're doing the other things like the lifting, the moving, and the impact, your gut is better off absorbing the foods and the supplements that it does take. So it takes a village. Do all of the things, do them just the right amount, not too much and not too little, and there you have it. You can not only slow bone loss or halt it, you can reverse losses that you've already experienced. Let me know where you're at with good bone, high quality, healthy bone, osteopenia or osteoporosis, and what you're doing about it down in the comments.